Hey guys, it's a Monday morning. No morning, probably. It's after 11:30 or something, like almost lunchtime. But this is when we decided to come out. Finally, we made it. Finally caught up with all the chores, but we did wake up a bit later. The boys were already gone to school, and the babies are very sleepy recently, and I think it's because of the medicine. They have to take this kind of syrup from the cold that they're running every morning and evening, and so they sleep a lot. They sleep longer in the mornings, and then they get tired a bit after lunch, and they sleep till like 4 o'clock, and I'm like, whoa, kind of like not used to it, We're always up and about, and in between that they're like fireworks. But anyway, so we're here, and the dirty roads, like you can see the unevenness of this road, and I don't know why I turned here. Oh, I know. So I just wanted to start this video. I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about, but I just wanted to tell you about this grandma here. So most of the neighbors that I have, like the immediate neighbor, well, one of the immediate neighbors is like, everybody loves Raymond TV show. Yeah, that's the in-laws, right? So around us, there are people that throughout the years I never came to know or talk to. Well, first of all, it's like you could talk about the weather, like that much Japanese, like I could talk about like the weather and stuff, like general things, but like say I made a mistake and tied my apple tree to straighten it up to the iron post of her fence, then that was a big problem. That was like, no, what are you thinking? That looks henna, which means like strange, and let me tell you how not to do what to do with your trees instead. And I was like, nah, just get out of the property and just go back to your property and go boss somebody else around. But there's this particular grandma. I was teaching English her granddaughter in the elementary school here before my kids started school. So now she's junior high. I don't know, second, 30, I don't know. Don't really care. That particular grandma and grandpa, I've always tried to be nice to them, in the beginning at least. And then I just realized that she altogether ignores me. And I'm like, that's totally fine. Like, I'm okay with deep country people seeing me as either as no, I don't want to say celebrity. No, it's not like that. They see you as entertainment, because they don't see people like you every day around their home. So they see you as an entertainment, or they fear. And so this particular grandma was always, for whatever reason, keeping distance from us. I don't know her history with the family that I came into. I don't know. I know there is some history with the immediate neighbor, that she always spoke trash about my mother-in-law in front of other people, and I don't really know why, and the details I don't remember anymore. I don't really care, so I'm okay. But the funny thing about her is that grandma is super old. My mom, when she came to visit, she really liked her garden because she saw it from the second floor of the house. She really keeps it up tight, really nice and beautiful. She works hard in the mornings from 5 o'clock. She's there in the garden. But it's funny that, and she cannot really hear very well, or that's what people say. I don't know. But her son was, I worked with him in 2 schools, actually, elementary schools, throughout the years of my work experience here. And her grandson, who is the son of the son, was also a teacher in 2 of my schools that I was going into. And so the older, the you know, her son, the grandma's son, the one that was what do you call it, vice principal. He is good friends with my father-in-law, I guess, so they talk sometimes. The young guy, the teacher, he is also really nice, kind of like a scattered brain and stuff, but he's all right. I don't know much about her. I just know that she is strange. But I think it's either a trend to be like that when you get old. Maybe not only in Japan. Particularly here in this area. I cannot speak of other people. When I was a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I got to meet old people. Most of them were, of course, members of the church, so they're particularly nice to the young missionaries. But I never really saw like this grudge, this avoidance, because I was in the States, and in the States, it doesn't matter what race you are or what language, what culture you come from. It's a melting pot, right? Here, so narrow-minded. Like, you're a foreigner, you are basically from Mars. And so this particular grandma, every time I pass by, especially in recent years, she hides. She hides. There's another one that hides, but she's socially awkward. She's way too old. Yeah, that's another one. But this one I'm talking to you about, the one that her granddaughter was in my English classes, she's so full of it. Like, she just gets so worked up about seeing me from far away, you guys, from far away. When she sees me, she gets back in the house. Today I just passed her house because I can't. I always pass it. She was putting her shoes on, like she was like, you know, trying to fix the heel part, and she saw me with the babies, and she got behind the K truck of her husband, like the small farmer's truck, and I could see her shoes down there under. She didn't go in the house back, she just hid behind the truck and just waited for me to pass by. And then she knows that I will turn eventually, so she waits a bit more. Because one time it was me and all my kids, and I think the husband and one of his sisters, and we were walking. We were like a loud gang, right? And we were walking on that street, and she saw us all heading towards her, and she hid in somebody else's property. She just went on the side and hid somewhere. I don't know what happened, but we passed by, and then she kind of got out and continued her way, avoiding us. And we turned around and we started laughing, like everybody started laughing. And so she turned around and she panicked. She kind of like, she almost got heart attack probably, I don't know. But I was like, why do you have to be so weird? It was not just me, it was like my whole family. Why there are like Japanese people in there? Why are so weird? So that tells me maybe she doesn't really like the family. I don't know. I shouldn't take it personally. I don't know. But just really, and the last thing that she did that really ticked me off was she hold on, I'm just thinking here, should I take right or left? But yeah, I should take left to avoid the school area. Oh, we're gonna see a truck, you guys. We're gonna see a truck. See, there's a truck coming up. It's a big truck. Yep, it's a truck. And so phew, I didn't think you want to. Farmer's truck. Anyways, so I was maybe I said it in previous video, sorry if I'm repeating myself. It's just, let's talk about this particular grandma. So I was with the babies in the wagon. They're not in the stroller that day. Today they decided to be in the stroller. I don't know why. Sometimes they want the wagon, sometimes they want the stroller. Maybe they're really tired, don't want to walk, but still want to be outside. I don't know. But I was with the wagon, and I was with two of my boys, and they were holding their blade boards because it's hard on this kind of road. This kind of road, like, it's like really, how do you say? It's not smooth. So they were holding it, and we were just passing by, and then the babies wanted to walk on the, what do you call it, like this kind of like higher border of the, between the rice fields. Like when you see a field, like the border of it usually is like a little bit lifted up, so the kids want to climb on it, and I just hold their hand so they can balance. They're not entering the land of the people or anything, well, on that particular occasion. So she was in her window, I guess, in her house, and she was watching us, I guess. And so I heard her little voice saying, "Dame da yo, dame da," which means don't do it. You can't do that. It's off limits. And so, and so I was like, I just said, "Excuse me," and then I heard Grandpa's voice, like her husband's voice inside, telling her to stop, just to stop engaging. And I was like, "Why don't you just stay home and boss around your kids and grandkids and let me be?" So I just kept talking in English, and we just left. Well, since then, of course, that was like recent weeks, a few weeks back. Since then, that woman probably hates me in her guts, and I could care less about that. Here we're passing the field that is not rice field. It's a solar battery field. Some people invest in that. Others invest in rice. Up to you guys, up to the people. Anyway, so that's that one particular lady. The other one, the immediate neighbor grandma I told you about. And then there is this very, very, very strange person that is next door. The one with the apple tree, and I tried to straighten up. She kind of gives me the goosebumps. Like, that lady gives me like creepy feeling, seriously. First of all, I think it's her appearance and how she carries herself, and her voice. I don't know if she smokes or something, but you know how when people smoke, sometimes their voice becomes like really like kind of like, oh, it makes you want to clear your voice because of listening to her speaking. And then when she starts laughing, starts coughing, so I'm like, maybe she's a heavy smoker or something, I don't know. But it's very unpleasant feeling to be around her, I would say. You know how you can feel sometimes when there are certain people that you click with and you just want to be around and talk to them forever. That particular person is not one of them. We always tried to avoid her, but she would come because she was curious about the twins when they were still small, and you know, she wanted to talk to, like, touch them and see them, and you know, do they look half like me, or like the father, or like his clan, or I don't know. You know, they always curious. And yeah, so I think all of them, actually, all of those 3 people I talked to you about, at some point, no matter how much they dislike me, they always, oh, hey guy, do you want to say hi? He turned around. You want to say hi? Okay, say hi. I'm so kissy. No matter what, their curiosity killed their pride, and so all of them at different times would come to me in the stroller and just look at the babies and make me stop so they can have like a small talk and look at them, touch their blanket. Of course I want to wash it afterwards because, you know, it was pandemic anyways. So yeah, and then after they've seen the baby, like they're satisfied, their curiosity satisfied, so they just ignore me again as normal, as usual. And this is okay, you guys, this is the community that I live in, okay? This is the people that surround me, and the families of the classmates of my kids, their friends, they're also around, but like not like, I don't really walk on their streets and stuff. I'm just talking to you about the street that I walk every day, and my kids go to that same road to school and back. And so those are the grandmas that we see. There's one grandma that she has two grandkids, and the girl, she's in junior high too. The boy is my third boy's age, so it's a third grader. They're in the same class. That grandma, I've got to tell you, she is really, really open and friendly, and I just love when I see her. It makes her put a smile on my face. I love her. And she lost her husband a few years back, and I almost wanted to share with her about the gospel of Jesus Christ. I wanted to tell her that he's not lost to her, and they always will be together if they want to. And I wanted to tell her things, but like here, like they don't really know who you're talking about. They don't really know about the plan of salvation and God, Jesus Christ, Heavenly Father, the Holy Ghost. They don't really know anything about that. And so I don't know, I hesitated. I didn't do it. And because I didn't really get any support from husband when I shared my idea, I don't know, like if I live in the country and I know about the gospel of Jesus Christ, I want to share with other people, but here with the language barrier is like really, really, really hard. So that's one idea I really like. So I'm telling you, they're not all like those particular three. There's another one. They're so funny. I don't know much about them, but they are also grandma and grandpa. So there's no like young families around us. There is one, but I can't really stand her for whatever reason. She's really annoying to me. Few times we had to do stuff with her, like she was bringing her daughter to English classes upstairs in our house, and I think she's same age like husband, grew up together, playing together outside, whatever. I don't really care. She's divorced with 3 kids from different guys. Very typical here. I heard even the consul in the Bulgarian embassy, he was telling me stories about people here, how moms end up being with like multiple kids from different marriages, and it's very common here. I don't know, back home when you get divorced, you don't really think about having other kids anymore, or with the next person if you ever marry again. I don't know, it's just very rare. But here is like that. It's like I had in one of my schools, the nurse lady, she had one daughter who was in another of my schools that I was going to, and she married again because they had like an invitation on the kitchenery kind of place on the fridge, along with my Christmas picture of my kids when we were bringing cheesecake to that school one time. Anyway, so I had no idea, but I was whatever, I don't really care. And she's young. She was really nice to me always, and she's nice to kids too. I think she's still there. She married again, and of course she was pregnant, and then I was pregnant after her. I think it's a big deal if you're still young and you're capable. When you marry again, you have to have a kid with that person, so that can kind of like seal and secure your relationship, sort of thing. Not that guys really care, to be honest with you. I don't think they do at all. But it's like, because it's all on the mom afterwards. Let's be honest here. I've seen it over and over again. I see it in my own life. It's just, that's how it is. You marry Japanese, you want kids, you're with the kids. There's no such thing as family stuff here. I'm gonna tell you, like, that's like straightforward. Cannot say it more straightforward than that. But yeah, going back to the neighbors. There was a yapping grandma. I call her the grapping, okay, there was no more. She's no more. There was the yapping grandma who was really nice person. Okay, I will tell you, she was really nice. she was nice, and my baby fell asleep, so I'll make sure she's covered up. This little guy has to man it up. No blanket for him. But the yapping grandma is no longer among the living. She has the grandpa is still alive. He is like literally, his shape is not like straight, he's like this. So he cannot really look up in the sky, you know what I mean? Like, because he's a farmer, so all his life has been like that. He's been walking, probably reaching down the ground and tilting and whatnot. His shape, I don't know how he sleeps at night, probably on the side, I don't know. He cannot really make his backbone straight again anymore. But so he's still alive. I think if he's still kicking. If he stops, maybe he's gonna die. He's just always out in the gardens, always taking care of the land. She was really nice. I was also teaching her grandchildren in the elementary school English, so I know them, but I had no idea that they had fraternal twins in that family. So her grandkids were a boy and a girl, and I had no idea those two particular individuals were a boy and a girl, were brother and sister, because they never really you cannot tell at school, you know, like they're just very different. They're two different people born the same day, technically. He was chubby, she was normal, like not super thin but not really chubby either. She was like a normal sized girl, very quiet. He was quiet too, but he was really chubby, and I was like, oh my gosh, those two were brother and sister. But anyway, so they're what, like high school now, I think, maybe finishing high school, I don't know, that was a long time ago. But so when those two are born, and I would take them out in the stroller, but like in the baby baskets, the car seat basket, I'll take them there, and I'll take them for walks, and she would always come, and she'll always be like seeing them and just being happy. And one time she stopped and she just touched me by the shoulder, and she basically told me, I think that's what she told me, because she mentioned God, which is Kami-sama. She mentioned that they're a blessing, that those twins are a blessing from God, and not everybody gets to have that kind of experience. And so I was really grateful for that day when she said that. And I always love my twins. I know they're a blessing, but it was just really nice to hear from her, you know. Well, she oh, sorry guys, her blanket fell. She's not among the living anymore because somebody accidentally pushed her with his car, and it was in the area where the hospital, maybe she was going for her prescription of her medicine, I don't know, but somebody didn't stop on a stop sign, and she hurt her head really hard, and so she passed away. She didn't have she was always on her bike. She was like our local FBI. She said that she was telling you know, people of the husband's clan, or maybe his mom, that she knows the cars of every neighbor, like the plate, the registration plate of the car, everything. Like she knew everything about everybody in the neighborhood. I'm like, okay, that's creepy, but whatever. You can hear like a car passing by with loudspeakers. I think that's the oh yeah, I can show you guys. It's like right there. I think elections are coming or something like that. They use helicopters, cars, they use whatever they can. One of the candidates actually stopped by at our place on the Saturday, last Saturday or something. Saturday, because my kids' friends were at home, and I asked my oldest to come and translate for me, and she just gave us a brochure, and she was just walking in the neighborhood by herself. Like, you would never see that back home. Like, politicians, they just send people to do that for them. They don't go from door to door themselves. So I was a bit surprised, but we just took it and said goodbye and whatever. So yeah, election time. Mayors, whatever, local, prefectural, I don't really know what kind of elections that is, but it is. Anyways, it's cool to see it, right? Yeah. I remember having this video before called Love Thy Neighbor. It was about the lady with the apple tree. When I tried to straighten it with kind of like strings and using her kind of like the iron rods that are in her wall on the top, but it doesn't look finished. So I was like, eh, why not? And she would see it from her window up on the second floor of her house, and she would be like, what the heck is a stupid neighbor doing, kind of thing, probably. I don't know, who cares? Anyways, so yeah, that's about my neighbors. Good experiences. It's just really, really great experience to see how you're always the different one, the one that they have to be careful with. I remember when we came back from our Tokyo trip. It was late night. We started our trip at I think 7 in the morning from Chiba, and we had to pass through Tokyo, so we wanted to get out of here as early as we can so we can get home. We were here by 8 p.m. because we do make stops. We are 7 people with little babies and had to change their clothes from overfloating diapers a few times. It's normal. But we stopped by at our favorite udon place, and I've been there so many times. I've been there with a person who is from my company that I worked for as a teacher, but she's Japanese. And one time we went for lunch together there, and we had lots of missionaries with us, feeding them dinner there. My Jamaican friends who were teaching English in the area. I've been there with many people, but when we went there the last time I'm telling you about, after our trip to Tokyo, there came this lady. I didn't really pay attention if she was alone or she was probably with other people, but she was covered up, like all covered up, because Muslim, right? And there's many Southeast Asian people that are Singapore especially, I think, was it? In Indonesia, they're also Muslim mostly. And they come here to work, but it was a Sunday evening, so probably just for dinner out. Sorry, it's windy. And but how she came was like, kind of like when the trumpets trump and when the drums drum, and it was like really dramatic kind of coming in, and her black thing, it was like after her, and like how in the weddings they have like the veil. Yeah, it was like that. Maybe because it was windy or something, I don't know. It was really like da 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 da. Anyways, I just looked at her and I felt I had a smile on my face. I was like, way to go, girl, way to go. Out of a sudden, I don't feel that alone anymore in this place. I am not the only one that is not Japanese in this little restaurant of udon. Yay! And I was really happy. I didn't really look afterwards because honestly, I tried to feed those two. When they're moving all the time constantly, they don't really sit down and eat nicely. They just want to touch everything. They want to pour the water out of the cups. They're kids. So I don't have time to look around and examine every client who is eating lunch there or dinner. So yeah, that's that. And then later on, we were talking in the car, I think, because when you're in the car, you're stuck with that person, you have to talk, right? We're talking with husband about that incident, and he was like, did you notice that? And she was like, Muslim, whatever. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, well, what did you think? And I was like, that made me really happy, man. That made me really happy. I was just, yay, another foreigner in the place. He's like, oh, that's good. because Japanese people, they get scared. I'm like, yeah, I think so too, because you know, we have horns and sharp long teeth, and we pray everybody who dares to look at us in the eye. That's what we foreigners do. We bite, we eat people. We are oni, or demons. Oh gosh, they just get so shy and quiet, and they start talking Japanese, probably about quietly while they're slurping their noodle loudly. I don't know, don't care. Oh, you know what, I don't really feel like walking all the way to there where those cars are gonna meet, so I'm gonna turn here and slowly get going back home, because my babes are sleeping, and I could do some gardening. Have some I have an avocado seed that has to be put in dirt because it's already with nice stable strong root, still in a cup in the kitchen window, so I have to take care of that if I can, if they let me. They might wake up, I don't know, you never know with the tweenies. And then I have to feed them lunch too, and before you know it, it will be 3 o'clock and my youngest will be home. So yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. This video probably called neighbors, weird neighbors or whatever. I wish I could show you those guys, but it's okay, it's not really appropriate, so I rather not. But I pass their houses every day if I'm going out. Some days I don't really go out, like yesterday. Also not a social butterfly that craves to, I mean, I like talking to people, I really do, and I always look forward to church to talk, especially in Sunday school, but yesterday I had to skip it because the sick kiddos, and you know, husband who went with the one kid that is keeping it and not being sick yet. They probably enjoyed Sunday school, and I did ask though if they had Zoom link so that those of us who are not available to go could still join in. He's like, no. So I'm like, oh, those who cannot come because of sickness or anything and just screwed up. It's like before, like I just forgot all about it, because before was a long time ago, like 2 years ago. But I'm used to staying home with the sick kids. It's always been me. Because they don't really need a person who's coming with lots of kids there. They just need the, you know, the priesthood holder, the strong guy, the very righteous person who has a calling and he has to be there for meetings and blah and whatnot. Who needs this freaking stupid Bulgarian that just doesn't talk to anybody anyways, right? Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's all for today.